Okay, welcome back. Let's talk to this guy, our partner.
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year.
I haven't paid for the cafeteria damages yet. Should take care of that then. I think I have the money now. Is this money right? Show him real bills. I also take a room at the Whirling. One cannot get much closer to the crime scene. How do I do the end of day?
Yes?
Talk about the case. Now that we've inspected the crime scene, I want to know more about this pissing competition you mentioned. What does there say? It's just stupidity. What kind of stupidity? The cop kind. Our precincts can't decide if the Martinez is part of Jamrock or the Industrial Harbor. Yours or mine, as if somehow we own parts of the city. Typical gang street mentality, so we've let the union make a mockery of the law enforcement here. And now that's come to its natural conclusion. So the struggle's over. Who wins Martinez? Well, sort of. It's less a matter of who gets to police Martinez than who has to. It's an orphan district, in other words. I think the dispatch desk just told both our stations about the hanging. There was quite the brouhaha at the 57th, I can tell you that. Time to settle it, they said. Cop off. But I assure you, I'm not their finest or toughest, and with 102 cases solved, what I am is least interested in a pissing competition. So he volunteered to represent the 75th, not out of competitiveness, on the contrary. Somewhere in your mind hangs a dark green blackboard. There are two columns. One says cases solved, and the other confirmed kills. For some reason, I thought you had 104 solved cases. Well, technically, the official record keeper has been known to double count murder-suicides, a common accounting gimmick used to inflate precinct stats. So, wrong click. So you're still a good cop. I'm good enough for this case. I'm not here to compete. I came because I had to. My fellow officers, the sergeants in particular, would have made this scene into a circus. So you volunteered to spoil it. Yes, I'm an unrepentant spoil sport. The attendant appears pleased with this. What's so special about the Martinez? Martinez, nothing. It's just a puddle at the end of some drain pipe. No one cares about this place. They care about sports. Most of our colleagues don't even know how to get here. North of the interchange doesn't exist. I wonder what that says about me, that I was sent by my station. It's all part of the master plan, you see. A highly experimental cop, but if I am right, this is outre even by my standards. I was sent to teach you a lesson in style. There can only be one conclusion, that I'm the finest case-solving machine sent to outperform you in every way imaginable. A good joke. Yes, a joke. In truth, I only moderately humiliate and outperform you. Oh, you will? Then I will help you to do so now. Close your eyes. The row's written. Let's look for Precinct 41. Special consultant, what was his name? The rows degrade into meaning green nothingness. Alright, enough about this competition. Why did the 41st send me? Look at you. It's because you're a failure. They sent you to slight you. Precinct 57. No, wait, that can't be right. Just think about it for a second. You're a raging alcoholic who showed up 3 days late wearing piss-stained disco garb. You weren't sent here to win. Kim, what if my precinct sent me on this case because I'm a fuck-up, like as a joke? I've considered it. So it's true. It would be immensely ugly of them, not to mention unprofessional. But I also think it's somewhat unlikely. Why is that? I checked the records. This jurisdiction dispute, who polices Montanese, reaches back to the 30s. It's as old as any at my station. All this time they can't decide who gets Martinez. Yes, I think both stations would prefer a win. They really do see me as a safe bet. Safe? No, but you're old. You made it this far. Something has brought you through. We've only just started working together, so I don't know what it is yet. But it's there. Thought we had to go over like the... We should get through the day off hours. I can give you an orientation. Oops, keep hitting the wrong button. Alright, whatever. I wonder if I have to go to bed though, it's weird. Let's look at my other things. Tons of end of day debrief. Join them at the Whirling Rag balcony when you're calling it a day. Open apartment door, find out who is in the union box. Who put the clothes to trash, read your ledger. Rest of the armor, run the armor, get the hangman's boots, victim tattoos, field autopsy.
Can I help you?
About that money, have your money. Here it is. Sorry for the trouble. Great, thank you, officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for services rendered. If you continue to stay here, I just ask you pay your nightly bill in advance starting tomorrow. I'll unlock the electronic lock to your room. All doors lock automatically at 2100. 20 person per night. I'll take a room 2. I think this is the balcony.
Yes?
I have to go to my room first. Good night,
Just a
Lieutenant.
moment. You had some questions earlier, I believe. And besides, we should discuss our progress on the investigation. Let's go out to the balcony.
All right, let's go. We were just there, but it's fine.
What are you doing? It's 2 a.m.
I'm recording. Stop talking to me. And what are you doing awake?
I
school in a couple days. Alright, let's go. The air outside is brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic hum, then...
Where shall we begin? We should talk about the investigation, first and foremost. But I also remember you wanting to discuss the RCM?
I didn't know you smoked, Kim. I have a cigarette every night when I go over my notes. Something of a ritual. He's doing the fact. Then there's fact the way he looks cool doing it. I think I might want to pick up smoking. Do you have any cigarettes? How'd you get so cool, Kim? The light of the cigarette illuminates his fleeting smile. You mean this? This isn't cool. It's an unnecessary trial of will, and unhealthy. Keeping the habit within the perimeters of he's given himself takes quite a lot of focus. It would be easier simply to quit. Yet, were he to quit, he would lose that cool factor. The man relishes his cool quite a bit. Below it all. Alright, then debrief. How do you think today went? Well, we inspected the victim's body, so that's good. It was not easily approachable in that state, but we did it. I would say our initial inspection was very thorough. We have solid leads to follow up on. Then you shot the body down, which was quite the shot. Damn straight, I'm a sharpshooting cop. We still have to perform the autopsy, though. However, we did get through a thorough search of the crime scene. Now, as for interviews, on my list of people to talk to here in matinees, I mean... that's my forte. Unlike most cops, I understand how important communication is in our line of work. Very important indeed. Well, we conducted an interview of Art Claire. He wasn't particularly forthcoming with useful information, however. He thinks he's not saying much on the matter because he thinks you could have gotten more out of Evart. I'm sure I can get him to tell us more. Claire also helped, how you say. Remember your name? That's a relief. That's a very serviceable name. Moving on. We didn't talk to the Wild Pines rep. We really must do that tomorrow. Above all, though, today was exhausting with all that running. You run a lot. Is that a standard? Is that a standard 41 police practice? I wonder if he doesn't say this if you don't run. Didn't want to waste my time, you know. My mind moves fast. The rest has to keep up. It's impressive, especially for a man in your age and in those heels. Nice shoes, by the way. I like the green. Goes with the orange. So what are our powers exactly, the RCM? They're quite limited. The power of the Revachol Citizen Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines up to 1,000 riel for offenses in accordance with an interdepartmental schedule. 1,000, why not more? The primary role is to ensure safety, it's not supposed to play any part in the economic structure of Revachol. Wouldn't it be an easy power to abuse? Yes, although indirectly, citizens always request records for their local station. Okay, what else? We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bring someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a call station call slip. Prevents confusion and overcrowding. Wait, how can you be sure the arrestee will show up? You can't. Those who don't show up become fugitives, though, and we have fewer legal rights when they are eventually caught. It's about power projection. Thus far, they seem to mostly show up. If someone resists, we're permitted to use whatever force necessary, even lethal. Wait, so if I kill someone while on duty, you ought to supply compelling evidence for why it was necessary to use lethal force. In these cases, your partner is usually your witness. Not a good position to be in, by the way. Internal Affairs handles these cases thoroughly by cross-examining you for inconsistencies. It's hard for cover for anyone, which is for the best. Have you ever killed anyone, Kim? Yes. Last time was 4 years ago. He has internalized it well. It's just that, a fact, a self-contained past event. Have I killed anyone? That's improbability, perhaps impossibility. Well, I probably have. Precinct 41 is known for a higher than average rate of police violence. What happens if people convict? We don't convict. We arrest and send them to the coalition government courts. The prosecution works off our testimonies and records, which is highly paramount to keep them. Who makes all these rules? The coalition government. The RCM was formed by the coalition government to restore order in the international zone after the revolution, so we did. Now we attempt to maintain that order, no more, no less. His gaze is absently fixed on a window below that just went dark. Or perhaps it's better to say, we were allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether the citizens of Revachol or the coalition government founded the RCM. Let's say it was the coalition government. It's probably more honest, yes. Either way, the more leases the right to us to keep the peace in the city, and they will take it away from us if we misuse it. The Moral Lantern, what is that? World's largest political organization. You know who they are. They run the place after the revolution failed. If I didn't know, how would you describe them? They are a union of left, center, and center left and center right parties from across the Real Belt. Our coalition government is just one of its many projects. They run the IPC, IPIS, most governmental organizations in the world. What they believe in. They are Dorlorians. They believe they continue to the humanist project set forth by Her Innocence Dolores Deli 4 centuries ago. Others say they're just technocrats. What's their symbol? Interesting question. It's a blue forget-me-not. Their motto is love, compassion, and self-discipline. I think you can gauge what they want you to think of them for that. Something kind and usual. Something almost self-explanatory. Something like the dark blue, serious color. Like all these thoughts fire. The early night sky. Who was Dolores Dye? A historic figure? Author of the modern age? You'll have to look elsewhere for opinions. The subject of humanism is too abstract for me. What do you think of them? The Moral Lantern are a fact. I don't have opinions on facts until they change, and it doesn't look like that's going to happen. I have an opinion on them. You do. They've done an awful job here. Have you seen the place? It isn't humanism. We are in what's called the twilight of international law. The laws we claim to enforce come from the MI. Without them, we are simply vigilantes. Yeah, vigilantes sound bad. Sadly, it is what we already are to the people of Martinez. Most of them, at least, especially the union's vigilantes. I expect our job here will prove quite challenging. He looks at the roundabout. Just looking into the night. Dying lights of the city shimmer below. Slowly, like luminous clouds, they pass through lenses. The tent looks as contemplating the next drag. An aerostatic passes overhead, the whiskers of its floodlights on the ground below. Glasses light up as he looks in the sky. 2 glowing circles. Finally pulls it. They really don't like us here. The mouth from that kid Kuno. It's different inland. And Jamrock and GRIH. Why are they like this? It's our fault for leaving the place to the dogs, to the union, to the company, not daring to come here more often. It's like I told you, this place is an orphan, falling between the cracks. And in Jamrock and GRIH, he looks at the dark silhouette of an equestrian monument cutting into the night sky and says, "We run the city. West of the river is RCM land. It's incredibly hard. Human beings are..." Shakes it. But we are in control. It's worth it. The organization works. Our system works. If they didn't, the city would disintegrate. I hope our investigation will help the situation here. At least do some good. Me too. But I wouldn't count on any drastic changes in our lifetimes. Thank you for this. End of day debrief. It's getting cold. Let's go. So you're gonna stop following me now? Save the game. I need to get to those boots. See you in the morning, sucker. Bye. Sneak out after he's gone to sleep. Try to remove his boots. Before you can grab hold of the boots, you hear a voice coming from the dead man's mouth. It's the voice of Lieutenant Kim, telling you to stop whatever you're doing. Sabotaging the crime scene, and you haven't finished the field autopsy. Come back later when you're done with the investigation. Alright.
Fuck this cool okay?
Guess they don't want me to mess with the body yet. So maybe if I load here, maybe I should go downstairs. See if I can talk to anybody downstairs before I go to bed with my partner. So I might as well have my partner if I'm not doing something weird.
Yes?
Aroma of spices, alcohol, and tomato hangs in the air. Heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue. Wonder where this door leads. You do? It's a door to the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads? The winch outside in the back of the yard, remember? No, your fingers do. There was a winch outside on the roof, like that small elevator. Well, if there was a winch, I suppose we could look into it as a side investigation. No, the door is a mega investigation. I'm calling it Behind the Blue Door. It's hardly worth a title. You look at the door and then you... Anyway, guard's the person to talk to about this. He's the cafeteria manager. Touch the door. The blue surface feels rough to the touch. A stainless steel door is flush with its frame on every side. Old cobalt paint. Rough on the fingers. 40, 50 years since it's painted, maybe. It leads to the side building adjacent to this one. The old building next to his, half ruined, whatever it is. Must be older. Try to push on the door. Door does not budge. Talk to this dude that's new. It's all about money. Talk to her again.
Hello, sweetie.
Who's sweetie?
Why? You are, officer.
I'm no
You
sweetie.
are a
Look at me.
handsome man, officer, with your moustache and your chiseled jaw and that silly dimple on your chin.
Dimple or not, I'm a bitter man. The years have taken their
Take
toll.
heart, officer. You're still a man in your prime. You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained, I completely forgot to introduce myself. I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
Her eyes glitter over the rims of her glasses as she looks up smiling. Lily is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire on the spot. How'd you like to roll with me? Whatever you mean. I want you to be my wheelchair partner in fighting crime, helping people catching sequence killers. Sequence killers, oh my. I think you already have a partner, sweetie. Partner needs to get back to a partner who needs you, who needs for you to get back to helping people Martinez. Kim, of course. I had forgot I had you. Yes, it seems to me that you do well to stick close to him. He has an amazing look of an upstanding officer in the law, someone you can lean on, sweetie. You are looking unsteady. Even if he weren't there, I don't think it'd be much use for me. Why, 3 heads are better than 2. Thank you. Martinez isn't the most wheelchair-accessible place you'd see. I'd slow you down. You seem to be in a chair. I'm paraplegic. Caused by spinal cord injuries. Oh, there's something inspiring about the woman on the front line leading a platoon of men. No, dear, I'm not quite that old. Although I was injured in the line of duty. A tightrope walker? Nothing so extravagant. Though what young girl doesn't dream of soaring over a crowd? What did you do then? I was training and developing manager at a rapidly expanding mail-order shoe company. It would be a safe job. Once happened to have some unfaulty scaffolding. I was lucky. One can only dream of such payoffs now. Compensated exceptionally well. I'm sorry, it's rude of me to mention the wheelchair. It's quite all right. I don't know if you noticed. But I don't know where I am or what I'm doing. Yes, officer, you look rather dazed, stunned like a fox. But surely you can't be that bad. I drank so much I literally forgot everything. Oh my, you know where we are, right? In the cafeteria? It was on my keys. And where is it located? In Rivershaw? Yes, indeed. And Rivershaw is the disgraced capital of the world, something like that. Yes, great. See, we're getting somewhere. What else do you know about our city of splendor, tattered as she may be? Used to be really cool in the 30s. The new disco dancing. Seems like a lifetime ago. Her eyes filled with light reflected off those gilded years. The city seems full of possibility. Much has changed. It is still the most beautiful city in the world. A rare jewel. Set in the sand between the pines. Everyone says so, even foreigners. What year is it? It's the spring of 51. That's right, dear. How splendid. Here, take this pin. Knowledge shall always be rewarded. Her relief is palpable. She was getting pretty worried about you there. Now she relaxes her shoulders. I can tell that this is taxi-free. I'll just ask you one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government? We are governed by intelligent machines that perform calculations to determine the freest market. Everyone hustles and grinds like a badass visionary. Raiders are being used to control people's minds, distort our perception of reality, concealing true masters, foreigners, and women. Cop, we are living under the cop regime. Our leaders are fierce warriors who traverse the plains on steeds. Civilization cowers for us. like to think that it's a dictatorship of the proletariat, something that tells me it's not. Oh, sweetie, it's really not. There used to be people who thought that way, or people who wanted other things, but those are all extinct. Rivershaw is a special administrative region led by an alliance of foreign powers called the Coalition. We have almost no government of our own, certainly no dictatorship of the proletariat. But they still have cops. How come there are cops? There's no government. Oh dear, you really aren't doing so well. There aren't any cops in Rivershaw, not in the traditional sense. It's not if law enforcement has been a complicated matter since the Revolution. We should stop for today. You look like you need a break. Besides, I'm not the best person to explain big things to anyone. So how did I do? You're doing quite well up until the end there. It does look like you're having a bit of trouble remembering things, history, places, remembering reality in a word. It's very odd. What's this revolution? A defeat, I'm afraid. People of this archipelago. I hate saying that word. Tried to build something new, something different. The rest of the world didn't like it, so they came and ended it. It was 42 years ago. What's that to do with there's no cops? Who could tell me more? Someone more educated in sweeping matters? No, I'm not an encyclopedia. I wouldn't be a guide either. I'm a detective. Of course. Then I don't know. Someone rich maybe. Wealthy people are educated. I don't know where you'd find a wealthy person in Martinez. Goodbye. Hey, psst. Who, me? Yeah, we're on the street as you're ready to start building communism again. How come there's word on the street? People say things like down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impale the people who have more than 25 real in the pocket, literally murder all humans regardless of their political beliefs, that kind of stuff. Oh, right, that sounds like me. Funky style, very funky. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big old communism builder and get right down to it? Wait, first, what's this communism even about? Failure. It's about failure. Failure? Yes, abject failure. Total irreversible defeat on all fronts. Absolutely vanquished, beaten, curb stomped, and pissed on until you came along. You will reverse the fortune of the workers of the world. You alone against every living thing, against every human being alive. 800 trillion real in the hands of the impossibly well-organized ruling class, towering city blocks of bank men who have their ears of prime ministers, million-headed armies of nations in love of your own mother. You against the atom, the charm, and the spin, where the world failed, matter failed to bend human will. The human will fail to get out of bed and tie its laces. You alone, single-handedly, rebuild the dreams of the working class. You were the last communist. All right, roll up your sleeves and start building communism. Oh yeah. Get the firing squads and the animal wagons ready. Wait, firing squads? You didn't say anything about those. Too late to back out now. You can't make an omelet without breaking a few million eggs. Roll up your sleeves and breathe in the pristine air. Gained a new thought. Socio-economics. People think communism was some crazy idea that had come up in this 40 years ago. A fever that shook the world never to return again. They were right, up until he woke up today. A spiritual corpse responsive only to the call of the Commodore Red, prostitutes in Kras Marzarov. For him, communism is still a thing, and he will single-handedly raise up the commune of O2 from the oceanic trench where it has been resting, covered in ghosts and seaweed. And he is the big communism builder. Come witness his attempt to rebuild communism in the year 51. Ace is low. +2 empathy towards Kim. -2 visual calculus. The Elysium War was not the first war to use the hybrid airships on both sides, but it was the coolest. For an entire decade, folded multi-rotor fighters got into dogfights above Revishal, Ozone, Samine, and Arcade Islands, spitting death at one another. They flew over sandy beaches and shot each other out of the azure sky, crashing into city blocks and setting island forests ablaze. The Ace's Low was a custom among revolutionary brigades performed after multiple kills. The lieutenant seems fond of it. Why? Rigorous. Fighting taxation. Ace is high. I wonder if I should lock these to get some of these going. Got a lot of skill points now, like 5. Alright. Let's become a communist. World Cup communist. Who is self-critical. Volumetric shit compressor. Indirect mode of taxation. Find money for rent. Explore the secret passages. Get a reality lowdown. See you in the morning. Empty tape cassette. Chain cutters. Failure. Let's reload that since I'm just right there.
Yes?
See you in the morning. Let's grab that. Save the game again. Equip the chain cutters. Success. The faucet is terribly mangled, but you might be able to twist its parts into place. You handle the chain cutters deftly, applying just enough pressure. The faucet regains a reasonable shape. The steam stops. That told you needed those chain cutters. Everything's connected. Everything has a purpose. Attempt to stop the expression from happening. Electrochemistry very low. Save it again, I guess. Yeah, let's go to bed. The sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as much as you stretch out. Finally, close your eyes. And then sleep doesn't come. Why? Maybe it's a bed fault? Check the pillow. The synthetic filling is separated into hard lumps. Pillowcase seems oddly smelly. Smells of alcohol and sweat and grease. Check the blanket. Barely covers your toes, stretching over your soft belly. Body's here, intimate and warm, breathing. But tense muscles relax. Roll to the other side. That's a bit better. Color scenes, half-formed phrases, litter your mind. Part of you is still trying to solve the case, isn't it? Who killed him? Who? Something to do with... what was it? Instead, Union? And it's gone again. Your thoughts lost between slowing brain waves. No more thoughts. Fall asleep now. Your breathing steadies. The great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch and your sleep and images start forming. No, it's me.
Do you remember the scent of your childhood? What it says on the can, Harry. Answer the question.
I remember nothing.
Do you remember your wife's hand on your face?
Tell me what this is. I'm not answering before you tell me who you are.
You know who I am. I'm the bad day. The one where you ask her, and then later in the streets wandering. It's the worst day of all time, Harry dear. And it's coming. She will hear about it on the phone. Reality will turn into a grotesque nightmare. This'll be the last thing you did to her. Tell me, do you remember the love of your life? Do you remember the warmth of her thighs, between her legs and in her mouth? Oh no, funky baby, you stayed. It was the rest of it that left, while you just stood there, with one hand on the bottle, and the other on your dick, watching it go. Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell are yours?
I can get it all
No,
back.
it's gone. 3 times gone and never coming back. You failed. You failed me. You failed Elysium.
What is Elysium?
Everything. The Pale and the Isolas on the surface. The outer magnetosphere. Burning, furious truth. 8,000 years of written history. You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people, and you failed every single one of them. You really fucked up.
I can come back from this.
You're not coming back from shit. Thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours, bumping into things and acting like a clown. Who are you kidding?
I'm trying to solve this case.
You're trying to what? I can't hear you. This is just a word dream now. Jumbled up garbage. The pictures are gone. The bed rises to meet you. A thin, sleep-like state. More glass than velvet, grinding in your head.
Something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad. This dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts. Some kind of new type of hangover.
God, there's another type.
Oh yes, party boy. And it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too. So soon already. A silent alarm goes off in your head like clockwork. Barely let you sleep at all. Time to get those clothes on, Harry. Time to go to work in the shit factory.
Good going, buddy. Oh my God. Well, I just had the most beautiful dream, uplifting, rejuvenating. Really? Because you feel even worse this morning than you did last. What the hell's going on with me? You mean why you're so tired? Too tired to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. Detectives need to be able to think. Why is this happening? It's just that your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more. You're too weak to say no now. Waking up is the worst part. Maybe down the line you could decline. Wait, what is speed? Speed is a potent central nervous system stimulant. Keeps you propped up all day despite your debilitating hangover. How else do you think you even got up from this floor? It's power, man. Professionalism. It makes you feel like you're young again, ready to detect. Ready to go against the world. I need to get more of it then. Detecting is my life. Of course, Martinez is speed central. You just gotta go poke around, follow your nose. Find Speed and sniff it. You and Speed will be happy again. You will make her come home. This time will be different. Do I have any negative modifiers now that... Kind of weird. I wonder... Bonus from thoughts. Doesn't seem like hangover's coming on mega strong. Alright, well, that's a good stopping point for the episode. We'll see what happens if I do some drugs in this game. Maybe next episode. See you next time.